welcome to another edition of this program. I'm Adeka Solomon. Today we'll be dealing with rules of logarithms. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Adeka Mathematical Solution, or follow me on Instagram and Facebook, Adeka Mathematical Solution. Like my page, comment, share it for more updates. Thank you for watching. Rules of logarithms. We have rule of multiplication, and when we have log of base a into p times q is the same thing as having a log of a of p times log of a of q, which is the same thing as log a into p plus q. When we have this, the multiplication now, the rule of logarithm, the multiplication changes to plus. When we have multiplication, it changes to plus. So for here, for here we have rule of division. And the rule of division here states that log of a into p divided by q, we have log of a into p minus q. And here when we have raising to a given power, we multiply the power by the coefficient of the log, and we have n log of base 8 of p when we have raising to a given power. And here when we have logarithm of unity, when you say logarithm of unity is the same thing as logarithm of 1. And here we have log of base a of 1 is the same thing as 0. And here when we have logarithm of the base, logarithm of the base is the same thing here. When we have this, is the same thing as log of a, log of base a of a is equals to 1. So now we'll be looking at the examples that govern these rules of logarithms. We say example 1, when we have log of the log 4 plus log of 3 is the same thing as log of 4 times 3, which is the same thing as what? 12. Which is the same thing as log 12. And here when we have this, it's the same thing as log 24 divided by 6, which is the same thing as log. When you divide this, it gives you what? 4. And here, from the rules of logarithms, we say log of base 5 of any one is the same thing as 0. And when we say log of base of any value is the same thing as 1. So, moving to this place now, we'll be looking at this example. We say solve the equation. We have log y of 4 plus log of base y of 64 is equals to 4. And the same thing here. So we'll be looking at the solution now. I will say solution. So from the A part now, we have something like log of y 4 plus log of y 64 is equals to what? 4. So when we have this is the same thing as log of y. Since it's addition, we are going to multiply this. Is equals to 4 times 64, which is equals to what? 4. And when we have this, it can be written as 4 times, it can be written as 4 times 4 times 64 is what? Okay. Here is equals to 2, 4, 6 is equals to 4. That is the log of y. And here is the same thing as 2, 4, 6 is equals to y raised to the power of 4. And 2, 4, 6 is the same thing as 4 raised to the power of 4, which is equals to y raised to the power of 4. And when we have 4 raised to the power of 4 and y raised to the power of 4, taking the logarithm for the both sides, we have y is equals to 4. That is for the A part, y is equals to 4. And looking for the B parts now. For the B part, we have something like log of base 2, we have x raised to the power x squared minus 3, which is equals to log 2 x minus 1 plus 1. So when we have this, we collect like terms. We have log 2 of x squared minus 3 equals to this. When we are collecting like terms to bring this one inside, so we have log 2 x squared minus 3 minus, when you bring this side, this is already positive. So when you're bringing it to the other side, it turns to negative. So it will be minus log 2x minus 1. That is equals to 1. So when we have this, and you know this, the subtraction, then it will change to division. That is log of 2 will be equals to x square minus 3 all over x minus 1 or equals to 1. Start taking. So from here, when we have this, so when we have this, is the same thing as the law of logarithm, one of the rules. When we have this, is the same thing as x squared minus 3 all over x minus 1 equals to 2 raised to the power of 1. And when this 2 now is raised to the power of 1, we will recall from the law of indices. And this, when we have this, when we have this is raised to the power of 1, which is the same thing as 2. When you cross multiply, you have x squared minus 3. When you multiply this one by this, you have equals to 2x minus 2. Then multiply this one by this. So we have something like this. So this is the same thing as x squared minus 3. When you take this one this side, plus this one we change to plus. And with this one it becomes minus x, which is equals to 0. And if you look at this, it can be arranged as x squared minus 2x minus 1, which is equals to 0. And when we have this, is like quadratic equation. This turns to quadratic equation, which will be treated in our next section. And this is the same thing as, you can say x into x minus 2 minus 1. When we multiply this by this, you have this by this, which is equal to 0. So our x will be, we have x minus 1 will be equal to 0, or x minus 2 will be equal to 0. So from here we have x, take this one inside, it becomes x is 1, or x is equals to 2. C, we have log 2 2x plus log 2x plus 4 is equals to 6. And here, this is addition, so we are going to multiply it. So it will be log 2 2x. So we're going to multiply this into x plus 4 is equals to 6. So from here, we have 2x into x plus 4 is equals to 2 raised to the power of 6. And when we have 2 raised to the power of 6 is the same thing. Here when we take this, we are going to divide 2 by 2 by 2. So in the law of logarithm, when you are dividing, you subtract the power. So here we have x into x plus 4 is equals to this. When you are dividing, you subtract the power. This one is already with power 1, so it's subtracted, it will become 2 raised to the power of 5. So when we have 2 raised to the power of 5, here we are going to open the bracket. We have x squared plus 4 x is equals to 2 raised to the power of 5 is the same thing as 2 times 2. 2 times 2, which is 4, times 2, which is 8, times 2, which is 16, times 2, which is 32. So here it will be equals to 32. So here we have x squared plus 4x minus 32 will be equals to 0, which leads to quadratic equation. And when we have this quadratic equation, which you can watch it in our next section, which we treat quadratic equation. When we have this quadratic equation here, we are going to know how to express the quadratic equation. And the quadratic equation now we have here is 32. What number will you multiply and it will give you this, and when you divide, when you add, it will give you this. Or you can use another formula which you can call quadratic formula, and you get the values of the quadratic equation. Here we see we have x squared plus 4x minus 32 is equals to 0. So since we have this as a quadratic equation, we look at the value that when you multiply it will give you this, and when you add it will give you this. So for that we have, let's say 8 times 4. 8 times 4, it will give you 32. And when you add 8 and this, but as you can see, we have positive 8 times negative 4. When you multiply this, it will give this negative, and when you add positive 8 minus 4, it will give you 4. So we are going to use positive 8 and negative 4. When you multiply, it will give you 32, and when you add, it will give you this. So from here, we have our x squared plus 8x minus 4x minus 32 is equals to 0. So when we have this, to simplify this, we have this, what is common between the two? What is common? And you say x into x plus 8. We say x here because when you multiply x like this, it will give you x squared. When you multiply this like this, it will give you 8x. Then from here we have minus, we have 4 outside there times x plus 8, which is equals to 0. And here when you say negative 4 times x, it gives you negative 4x. Negative 4 times positive 8, it will give you negative 32. And when you are using the quadratic equation and it comes to this form, always make sure that the ones in brackets are the values in brackets are always the same. So when we have something like this, it's the same thing as x, this x minus 4 is equals to 0, or x plus 8 is equals to 0. So from here we have x minus 4 is equals to 0, or x plus 8 is equals to 0, which is the same thing as x is equals to, when you take this negative 4 on the other side, is changed to positive, which is the same thing as 4. And here, when we take this, or when we take this positive 8 to the other side, it changes to negative 8, which is x. Now it becomes negative 8. So when you solve the whole quadratic equation, here it will result that x is equal to 4, or x is equal to 8. Thank you. I will do.